Hello everyone, in this video we're going to have a quick look at how we can take Bloomberg data out of the terminal into Microsoft Excel and download it. Although the best way to download historical time series data from Bloomberg is via the Excel add-in, it's often better to start in the terminal. So let's make an example together. I want to download some historical price data for an equity. I'll pick BAE Systems just because it's a company that I often like to case study. So in the terminal, I'm going to try and find BAE Systems. It's a FTSE 100 company. It happens to be an arms manufacturer. Now, whatever I'm looking for, because it's equity, will be under the securities heading. I happen to know that it's this one, but you should probably load the security description, read about the company, make sure it is what you think it is. Once you've done this, you know the correct mnemonic for whatever you're trying to look up, and it doesn't necessarily have to be equity. You can do this with historical macro data, you can do it with historical forex, you can look up corporate bond and gilt prices if you really wish to. Before I start downloading the data, I will just have a quick look at the line chart because this is the quickest way to visualize what I'm about to download. I can change the periodicity using these buttons if I wish to. If I also want to have a look at any moving averages or technical studies, now's a good time for me to do it. Incidentally, if I do want to take out anything from this in terms of an image of the graph, right-click, copy image to clipboard is the best way to do it. It's a little bit neater than screenshotting. You will notice there's a button called Copy Data to Clipboard. This is a little bit buggy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it works for you, then happy days. If it doesn't work for you, keep watching the video. So now I know what I want to download. I've had a quick look at the data in graph form. To download it, I go into Microsoft Excel. Now, all of the terminals, at least in UEL, have the Bloomberg add-in available. If you open Excel for the first time and you don't see the Bloomberg tab across the top, don't panic. Go Start, then hit Bloomberg, then install Office add-ins. If I move my head, you get to see it. Just hit Install and hit OK. I already have it, so that's fantastic. So let's open the Bloomberg tab. To download historical data, what I need to do is hit Spreadsheet Builder. I'll now get a pop-up on the right-hand side. This is a newish interface. If you've watched an older video of mine, it looks completely different, hence the remake of the video. To download historical time series data, I hit Time Series Table. The first step, I need to tell it what securities or what data points do I want to download. Because I already know the mnemonic, I'll just type the mnemonic. You can search by name, but it's a little bit buggy in my experience. I've selected what I want. I know it's the correct mnemonic. I can go back to Bloomberg and just make a double check, which I've done. If I want to add more than one security here, I can. I don't particularly want to do that, so let's carry on. Hit Next. Now I'm at stage 2, select fields. Now I need to tell Bloomberg what do I want to download relative to this company. I've got a couple of options. If I want to download historical price data, really I either want PX mid, which is the middle price in the day, or PX last, which is the close price of the day. I'll go for PX last because that seems intelligent for what I want to do. Bloomberg has this new AI feature. I do not propose that we use AI because our own intelligence is more than enough. So hit Next. Now I need to tell Bloomberg how much data do I want and what time period do I want to cover. I can use the relative calendar if I want to go backwards in time a certain amount. My preference is to just do it via the calendar. And since I'm just making a quick video, I'll go start of the year up until today. I use this periodicity selection to choose how frequently I want the data. So end of day, end of week price, end of month. I'll go for daily data because if you're doing econometrics, that's pretty sweet. So I'm done, hit Next. I have some options now at step 4 in terms of how Bloomberg is going to lay the data out in Excel. If in doubt, just go for the default, hit insert. You now see that Bloomberg has started to scratch the data out into Excel. You will notice that Bloomberg has its own system of formulas which look a little bit weird. These do not work if you leave the Bloomberg terminal. So the best thing to do is select the data, hit copy, then hit paste as values. What this has the effect of doing is removing those Bloomberg lookup formulas. Now, I can probably just delete these header rows. I can save that. I can take that home to do any work I like away from the Bloomberg terminal. That's now in a format that eViews will be quite happy to read in. And you can do whatever you like with it. I can now close the wizard and job done. I hope that's useful, and if you are downloading data for coursework, which is what most of our students will watch this video for, very best of luck to you all.